Take one.
How's it going, guys? So today I'm gonna make something that I've never made before, but figured I'd try it out and bring you guys along with me. So what we've got here is a backstrap from an elk I got this September. We got some bacon, got some seasonings, some onions, carrots, potatoes. So we're gonna make a little bacon wrap tenderloin, or I'm sorry, bacon wrap backstrap, and bring you guys along with me. So our first step is, so we've got the meat all trimmed up and it's looking good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut thicker strips off of the back strap so that we can wrap it up and make sure that it has enough meat there to bring a good temp and not everything's well done and tough. So so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut about inch slices so I can go ahead and wrap those up with bacon. So I'm going to keep gumming down this back strap here, and what we're going to do first is we're going to spread all these out. We're going to season them front and back, and from there we're going to go ahead and wrap them up in bacon and get those ready for the grill. So what I like to do to prep the meat, some guys, you know, they use soy sauce, they use butter, some don't use anything, but I like to use a little bit of olive oil. So I'll put it on my hand and then kind of rub each side of the meat, get a little moist, so it has so the seasonings have something to grip onto a little bit. Alright guys, so we had to do a quick camera change because the battery died on the first one, so we'll have to merge that together later. But so what we finished up with on that camera was we went ahead and cut our elk backstrap into 1-inch slices. We put a layer of olive oil on them. Now we're going to go ahead and season them, wrap them up in bacon, then we'll go ahead and prep the veggies. So what I've got here is just a little bit of kosher salt, garlic powder, onion powder, some fresh peppercorn, and a little bit of smoked paprika. So I've got all that right here. So I'm just going to kind of give everything a little spritz there. My wife, I know she's waiting over there for me to go BAM! Because she was saying this is going to be like Emerald. Cool. So we got all that going. So now it's basically just going to grab a bacon strip and work our way down. So from here, basically I just want to make sure that the entire backstrap slice is covered. And that is not the way to do it. So there we go. So now just kind of using like a little bit of spiral technique going down and just kind of covering the entire thing. So there's one. So we're just going to go ahead and keep on repeating the process as we go down, and we'll catch back up with you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so went ahead and we finished wrapping all the backstrap pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, toss that in the fridge, and we'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so we've got our elk backstraps. It's all wrapped up, well, wrapped in bacon, and they're also wrapped up and put in the fridge to kind of sit and let the seasonings melt into the meat. So what we're going to do for dinner tonight is we're going to do the backstrap slices. We're going to do some oven roast potatoes, and then we're going to also throw some carrots and onions into the mix too. So kind of going to do like a little bit of a medley here, but stick around and we'll go ahead and we'll show you how to do it all. What we got here is we got a bunch of carrots here. Just going to go ahead and peel these up, and then I'm going to chop these up to go ahead and get them ready for the oven. Alright, so we got the carrots all peeled up. I'm going to grab another cutting board, so we'll go ahead and start chopping. Alright, give the carrots a quick rinse. So now we're going to go ahead and start getting these carrots all prepped. So a good way a pretty interesting way to cut carrots, and my kids love them because it makes all funky shapes, is I start at the largest end of the carrot, and I kind of actually just start at an angle, then give it a 3/4 turn, and cut another angle. So it kind of gives you a little funky shape like that, and then the carrot pieces kind of come out a little funky. So my kids love it. They love, you know, having their food not, you know, look the typical, you know, the circle or a square or whatever. So they have a little bit of fun with it. So you end up getting all these funky, weird cuts and shapes and all that fun stuff. So, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting all these carrots ready, and then we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the onions and potatoes. Alright, so we've got the the carrots all done. I'm going to go ahead and wash up the potatoes here, and then we'll go ahead and start working the onions. Alright, much better. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start working this onion here. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to do like a rough to a fine chop on this onion, because I mean it's going to end up being basically transparent and soft anyways. So my way of doing it is I like to go not all the way through, but just to the edge a little bit, and then do your chops from there. It's similar to doing like a fine dice, but not exactly as uniform. So we've got our good rough chop on our half onion, so we're gonna toss that in with the carrots. From there, so what I'm gonna end up doing is, I guess making these into like kind of chunks, not necessarily slicing them. I wanted to do Hasselback. Oh, excuse me. Woo! As a pungent onion. We're just gonna move that away. Okay, so basically, like I was saying, is I'm just gonna chunk these up. You can roasted potatoes. Really, you can do them any way you want. You just, as long as you you don't make the slices a little bit too small, or they'll just turn into mash basically. So the way I like to do it is I'll take the entire Idaho potato, and then I'll cut it in half, and then take those halves and cut those. So you got basically 2 spears, and then from there you can make your potatoes. They come in, but 1 by 1 inch cubes, and then just go ahead and toss those in with everything else. Alright, so we've got our potatoes, our carrots, and our onions all in here, so I'm going to go ahead and give these a little toss, mix them all in. Woo! Man down. Alright, so from here, what I like to do is bring out my olive oil, give it a nice drizzle. We're going to go ahead and season these as well, and so that olive oil gives it something to stick to. While we're doing this, let's go ahead and we're going to preheat the oven to 350, and we'll move from there. Now that we've got the carrots, potatoes, and onions in here, I'm going to go ahead and toss in some kosher salt. I'm going to go ahead and crack some pepper. We're going to throw some oregano in there. So I like to, when I roast potatoes or do any vegetables or anything like that in the oven, I like to throw some oregano and some herbs and stuff in there. Boosts up the flavor. It's not your typical salt, pepper, garlic, onion. So you got to switch it up a little bit. So I think adding a couple herbs and stuff really help spice it up a little bit. So what I've got here is some dried rosemary. That'll be a little too much. And then I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some of that in there too. Alright, so we've got our rosemary, got some oregano, some salt, some pepper, and then we're going to also throw on some minced garlic in there. We're going to mix it all together. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and mix this all up. I'm going to foil the top, and once that oven's ready, we're going to pop it in there, and then we're going to check on the backstraps and see how they're looking. Alright, everything's all mixed together, got everything covered. Garlic is everywhere, which is perfect. So these are going to go ahead and start in the oven once that finishes heating up, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Alright, so I figured, you know, since we're waiting on the vegetables and the potatoes and everything to cook up a little bit, because we don't want backstraps to be done way before all the other stuff is. So figured, you know, take a couple shots back here and you know, kill some time the right way. Always gotta have that one that gets away. Let's see how we did. Alright, so we've got 2 touching and 1 little below. Alright, time to go check it out inside.
Hey guys, so we had some things that came up during filming, during the first half of the film, so, or filming rather. So we're going to be finishing everything up here at nighttime, so the grill's fired up now. I've got the backstrap still in the fridge. I've got the veggies back in the oven, so we'll be able to pick up where we left off. Thanks for everybody that's sticking around with me. We're going to hopefully turn out a really good meal for you guys. Alrighty guys, so we've had the veggies in the oven for about 45 minutes at 350 degrees, so they're about ready to come out. Honestly, about the 35-minute mark around there. I went ahead and I pulled off the foil. I'm going to go ahead and pull those out of the oven, and we're going to see how they look. So let's check those out. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but we've got a nice color, we've got some burnt tips on it, which is exactly what I wanted. So we're looking great here. So actually, I'm going to toss this back in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. I'm going to toss it back, and we should be able to keep these warm until the backstraps are done. So I'm going to go ahead and I had to switch it up a little bit because the change of plans, but we've got the elk backstraps right here wrapped in bacon. Getting ready to go throw those out on the charbroil grill. Got the indirect heat going on one side, so got all my coals and everything set up on one side, and I'm actually lay the backstraps over on the other side and help them cook that way. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that real quick, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, so I've got a monkey in the background trying to climb all over everything. Sorry, bud. So one thing that's really important to do, especially when you're cooking red meat, is to let the meat come to room temperature before you start cooking it. So I went ahead and I brought these out of the fridge, like I just showed you guys not too long ago, and so now they're about room temperature, so they are definitely ready for the grill. So we're gonna go throw them on. And he's making coffee, I guess. Alrighty, so I started them off with the indirect heat, and so now I'm going to go ahead and open them up. I just moved them over to some direct heat to get the bacon a little bit crispy. They're looking good, so we're going to close this lid back up and let them finish off. Alrighty guys, so here is our finished product on the elk backstrap, or the bacon wrapped elk backstrap rather. So I'll give you guys a quick little close up here. Looks dang delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these plated up with some veggies and potatoes, and yeah, we'll call it a night. Alright, so that is our finished product plate here, ladies and gentlemen. A bacon wrapped elk backstrap with oven roasted potatoes and oven roasted carrots. If you guys liked what you saw tonight, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out a lot. I've got a lot more videos coming up for you guys. Got got anything from hunting videos to cooking videos to training videos. It's really all going to be dependent on what you guys, the viewers, really want to see. So let me know in the comments below if you guys really like this type of content, or if you prefer strictly hunting videos, or what that might look like from you guys. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.